Hi, everyone. So today we are going to go back to our paper that we were using the other day. And what we went over is how to use guidelines. And everybody should have wrote down the word guidelines. That was your vocabulary word for last week, for the last 2 days. I did basic stick figure lines for art rules, and then we went around as best as we could, even distance, to give them some thickness. So I was grading you on the stick figure and the outer lines. Then we did a straight art rules, a sad face art rules, and then a happy face art rules. So today, what I would like for you all to understand is a little bit about 1 point perspective. I'm trying my best to make this as basic as possible. And so I don't know if I can explain this more than just showing you. And so that's what I'm going to do. Everybody is going to need a piece of paper, and you are going to need a writing tool. I'm going to put a fresh piece of paper here. I'm going to use a pen so it's easier for you to see. And what I would like for you all to do today is label and draw along with me. I'm going to remove this one for now. We'll come back to this piece of paper and we're going to do more work with it. So today, our vocabulary word I'd like everyone to label on the top is 1 point perspective. PERSPECTIV. So that is your vocabulary word for today. Let's go ahead and circle that one. 1 point perspective. That is how important this word is. This vocabulary phrasing is 1 point perspective. Now, I'm going to show you guys a video about 1 point perspective, but for right now, we're just going to do some basic exercises and try to do some labeling and to grasp the idea of what the heck is 1 point perspective. So with your pen, what I'd like for you to do now on this gigantic piece of paper, I used an entire piece of paper, is draw as best as you can a line, a horizontal line right here across the entire page. It doesn't have to be used with a ruler. If you have a ruler, that's fantastic. Everybody should have a ruler, but you can freehand this for now. I wish in a perfect world we all had rulers, and I don't even have a ruler on me, but I have other things I can use instead of rulers, something that has a nice straight edge that helps me draw from time to time. So you can look around your room for rulers or something with a nice straight edge later. One thing that you can use is cardboard. That's got a nice straight edge if you don't have a ruler. Another thing that you could use, let me look around and see what I have here. Maybe a box that has a nice straight edge on it. I like to keep packaging if it's pretty, and I use them for all sorts of things. So I'm pretending I don't even have a ruler. And that's okay. I'd like you to have something with a nice straight edge. That's your homework for today as well. So back to this. This was a horizontal line. By this point, everybody's been able to draw that. I'm going to call this the horizon line. HORIZEN line. You're going to go ahead and label this on your paper. Horizon line. So today we're doing a lot of vocabulary. So the horizon line is a horizontal line in talking about 1 point perspective. Now, in the middle of this horizon line, as best as you can in the middle, I want you to make a dot right along the horizon line. not a big, huge dot, but a dot that's big enough and visible enough for us to see. I'm going to label this. I'm going to put a little line here because I don't want to write right on top of it. And I'm going to label this the vanishing point with a V, A, N, I, S, H, I, N, G, vanishing point. P, O, I, N, T. So now we have 3 vocabulary words for today. I will be asking for a photograph of this as proof of practice. So I'm going to make this into a little arrow here so we all know that that's the vanishing point. In drawing dimensional letters, we need to understand this. And so I'm breaking this down into baby steps for you. And I just really want us all to understand what the heck a horizon line is and a vanishing point. So by us writing it down, this is helping us. So today, I would like for you to draw some basic shapes along with me. And so I'm going to go ahead and I am going to draw a circle as best as I can along the top upper left. So everybody draw a circle. And then over on the bottom, I'm going to draw a long rectangle. And then over here, I'm going to draw a heart. Doesn't have to be perfect, but we want to try our best. Take time to draw these basic shapes. And then, let me think here. I'm going to draw a square right underneath the vanishing point. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 different shapes here. I have labels, horizon line, vanishing point, and obviously this whole thing is all about 1-point perspective. I feel like if we do some exercises about 1-point perspective, then when we start talking about it more, you will be able to wrap your brain around what the heck Miss Brown is trying to teach you. And this is all going to build onto our letters that we were doing with guidelines later. But right now we're just trying to learn today what is 1-point perspective and how do we make shapes. So I don't have a ruler. And if you have one, that's fantastic, but I don't. And what my goal is today is I want to put my pen or pencil right on that vanishing point. And I'm going to use this as like a ruler and go boop, 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 boop in reverse and try to line up my circle with the edge of that line. Okay, we want to use this to guide us. I'm running out of space here. I have to scooch it a little. Boop, 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 all the way to the edge where it's nice and close. And I'm going to go ahead and draw this line here. So now I'm very happy with that. I have both sides of my circle lined to the vanishing point. And now we're going to do this with the heart. My makeshift ruler here. So you're going to have to go and look for something that has a nice straight edge to it. And on both sides of your shape, you're going to go along with your ruler or whatever it is that has a straight edge and match it up with the edges of your shape. Very happy with that. Who needs a ruler? Not Miss Brown. She's being creative. Now I'm going to get my vanishing point lined up with my pen and line it up with the corner of my square here. I'm going to move this over to this side. Just like so. Very happy with that. And then This one is a little bit trickier. I gotta put my pen onto the vanishing point. Let me make room for my box. And I'm gonna go in reverse, boop, 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 until it touches. Oh, it touches right here on the rectangle. It also touches right here because it has that corner. Do you all see that? And then at the bottom, it lines up. So now this one had 4 corners. It's all lined up. This one, we can only see 2 corners from here to here on the heart and from here to here on the circle. Now that we have those guidelines, oh, we're using my vocabulary words. I'm going to put an arrow here. I'm going to label that. We're building upon other information. We're going to label this guidelines. Guideline. Guideline. So we have 4 vocabulary words. We're doing a great job. Guideline. And we have many guidelines, but I wanted to just label one. So now that we've done that, I'm going to get a color because I think it's easier for you all to see. Oh, I'm going to use my highlighter. Ta-da! You can use your pen. I'm just highlighting this so you can see. I had to think of a distance for this heart. I'm going to pick right here and I'm going to try to shape it, start from here and shape it based on the curve right here. So see, they both have that same matching shape. Now I'm going to do the same thing for my circle. I'm going to pick a spot and this is curved. So I'm going to make this curved. And then over here, I'm going to just pick one spot right there. And this is a straight line. So I'm going to make this a straight horizontal line. This, ooh, right where that arrow is, I'm going to make a vertical. And we want these lines to be parallel. That's another word. That's a great vocabulary word for us today. Parallel lines. So I am creating dimensional shapes based on where I made that tick mark and consistently made that space to go around the edge. So if something is curved, you would make a curved line. If something is straight, you make a straight line. So that's really important. I'm going to add a big circle right here. And I'm going to freestyle this line because I'm in a hurry. And this guideline here, all going to the same vanishing point. That vanishing point is really important for doing 1-point perspective. And based on where your shape or your letter is, that's going to change the appearance of your dimension of that shape or letter. So this is a curve right here, like a happy face. So I'm going to pick a spot. I pick right here, and I'll make that same curve here. And voila, now we have 3-dimensional shapes. So if I highlighted this whole thing, and you don't have to do this in different colors, I'm doing it so you can see this is a 3-dimensional shape using 1-point perspective. Same here, you can see the 1-point perspective. In a perfect world, I would have done this and erased those guidelines afterwards, and people would think I'm really talented at drawing dimensional shapes. So voila, this is your exercise for today. I expect to see this horizon line vocabulary, vanishing point vocabulary, guideline, and of course, 1-point perspective. Please do this exercise and take a photograph, and this is your proof of practice for today. Have a fantastic day. I hope you enjoyed this video.